Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. All are welcome on this channel and all contributions are highly appreciated. One second, ladies and gentlemen. Someone is being honored at this time, or there could be someone who wants to honor you, collective. You may feel or may have been, you could be an empath. You may feel that you have been picking up on maybe people pulling on your energy. This could be people from the past. But there is someone watching you, or either someone is discussing you and they would like to honor you. They would like to say congratulations. Something about them acknowledging that you have made changes in your life. You are coming off as the lucky one. People who are discussing you, people who see you and know you, whether these are people that you cut off from your past or people that you deal with currently. You know, you are the topic of discussion. They consider you to be the lucky one. And even if you're watching this video, this is your confirmation. You could be working on a goal, some kind of vision that you have to build or create or establish your life in some kind of way. And you're not where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be. And so there are people watching and they consider you to be like the one that lays the golden egg, the person who's like a good luck charm. At this time, the people who are observing you could be people who are going through different challenges in their life in one way or another. Some of these people could be maybe reaping what they sow. Maybe they're receiving karma. But then again, there are some people who are just experiencing life naturally, and every action has a reaction. But not everyone who is observing you, collective. There are some who are envious. There are some who don't want to see you win, but there is someone who wants to honor you and say congratulations. It's coming through very strong. This could be someone who's in their feminine energy, or this could be a female, okay? A longtime friend you haven't spoken to in a while. This could also be someone who has watched you change, grow up from a small child, maybe into your adulthood, or this is someone who has witnessed some kind of change. They were there, you know, in your darkest moments or darkest hours of your life. They were there when you were living out of your shadow side. They were there when things weren't so great. And Spirit wants you to know that, yes, there are people who are envious. You know, haters is a natural thing. But at the same time, there are some people, a person or two, Spirit is saying, that is very happy for you. And they're speaking highly of you. And so you could feel, like I said moments ago, different energies, you know, the negative projection, maybe someone evil eyeing you. But you could just as well go to sleep in that same evening or night and have a positive, pleasant you know, dream or experience while you're astral traveling at the same time. Okay. With house here, I'm picking up, this is the energy of someone possibly that you grew up with. This could be a family member, or this could be someone that you grew up with that you consider to be like family. Someone who has seen a lot and they know a lot of your personal life, meaning they were there when you went through different challenges, and they're just very shocked at what they see. There were many people who were thinking you were down for the count with coffin here. They thought, metaphorically speaking, that when they last saw you, they weren't sure whether or not you would be able to rise above, but they're very shocked at what they see. I'm also picking up there could be an energy of your hater arguing with someone who is defending you. So you have someone defending you. This could be a family member, this could be a friend, and you could also have a hater, okay? Someone you no longer talk to, or you're not in connection with, but they're defending you behind your back. Yeah, with a hater, someone who could be saying, well, the collective isn't all that, that's not that, or, they don't look that great, or no, they didn't lose weight. And whatever your area of progress is, there's a hater speaking against what you have going on, and someone could be defending you. This could be a male figure. They could be questioning this hater, asking this person, what is it? Why are you so drawn to the collective? Um, why are you so passionate, when it comes to the collective? They may have witnessed and observed this person just spewing a lot of negative energy and hate towards you, okay? Yeah, with the stork here, there's good news and information that is coming to you, but also there's good news and information that is traveling. This could be, like I said earlier, part of someone's karma to watch you have some kind of glow up or some kind of progress. So the stork is bringing information, and it's supposed to be this way. Spirit is saying this is intentional. For them to witness your success and your glow up, even whether it's through them seeing you on social media, seeing you in traffic somewhere. This could be through word of mouth, gossip. This could be something on the job, in the community, in the family. Okay, in a group chat, Spirit is saying, okay, they're supposed to see your glow up. Okay. And with fish here, there's a lot of fertile energy in your aura. You could be expecting a child. If so, congratulations. But there's a lot of fertile energy in your aura, in your energy field. This is a great time to be focusing on yourself, pouring into yourself, self-investment, working on things you're building, you're creating. I'm hearing light and love. Focus on the light and love. We know about the other energy. We know about dark energy. We know about, there's enough toxicity, Spirit is saying. So for you to focus on the love. But this is just a spiritual notification. This is not to project fear or fearmonger to anyone. This is just a spiritual notification. You arrived on this channel. This is just confirmation. There's something in this read for you, okay? So this is very unique at the beginning. Someone wants to honor you and tell you how proud of you that they are wholeheartedly. And this isn't someone who wants to approach you with hidden intentions. They just want to say congratulations and they are proud of you. This could also be a passed on loved one. This could be an ancestor who wants to let you know they're proud of you. This could be a grandmother or grandfather, okay? This could be a sibling. Maybe you have a crossed over deceased brother or sister who's passed away, and they want to say congratulations. You could wonder if your communication, your venerations, or your offerings are reaching your ancestors. It's reaching them, okay? Someone is saying, you think you gotta be spectacular. Okay. Someone is saying all you have to do is say their name. It's nothing spectacular whenever you want to communicate with your ancestors. That's for someone, because someone's wondering whether or not their communication or their veneration is getting to their ancestors or the spirit guides, okay? Ooh. So the Seven of Swords energy, the Seven of Swords is, being uncertain, being in the energy of being uncertain. Maybe this was energy of your past collective where you felt uncertain, where you were in situations, and it happens to everyone in life. We're here to learn. We're all here to grow. We all have things we have had to overcome or we're still overcoming, and that's okay. But this energy here is representing in the past, this is the energy where people witness you being in situations that they thought you would never overcome, whether it was you being homeless, unemployed, maybe you went through a divorce. I'm picking up someone went through a divorce that really made them hit rock bottom. You know, it was very devastating for you. Uh, Someone could have had some kind of addiction that they were fighting. Excuse me. Someone could have had some kind of addiction that they were fighting. But whatever it is, for whatever reason here, uh, people are proud of you. You know, you've managed to transform your life with the Scorpion energy here. You've managed to transform your life. You've managed to change some things. It hasn't been easy. You know, it takes time, whether you're fighting sobriety, whether you're fighting some kind of addiction, making changes in life periodically. You know, everyone receives, you know, we receive emotions. Well, we process our emotions differently as human beings. We receive pain is received and processed differently throughout each and every human being. And so the way that you continue to heal is okay. You know, do it in your own way. You could be at the beginning of the stage or in the middle of the stage. For some of you, you could be, when I say at the end, you know, healing is a lifelong process, meaning you're at a strong point. I'll say you're at a strong point in your healing phase where you're very confident. You know who you are. You're very self-efficient and resourceful. You know how to take care of yourself. You know how to resolve your own issues. You're very spiritually connected. Or you could be at the beginning. You know, you could be watching this video and you can be saying, look, yes, I'm going through some changes, but I'm overcoming, but I'm at the beginning, male or female. But either way, you're coming out on top because people see your glow up. People see that you have changed. Whoever you are not who you used to be. So much so, there are people who are afraid to approach you. These are things that people are not going to tell you because you're leaving people speechless. They are afraid to approach you. They are afraid to approach you as if, you know, you really have something in your hand, metaphorically speaking. Okay, we do not promote violence on this channel, but either way, they don't know what to say. They're shocked, okay? Especially those who have wronged you, those who have maybe you know, crossed you and left you in a situation where you were devastated or you experienced some kind of misfortune from dealing with someone in particular. I'm picking up maybe someone you dated was mishandling you or unfaithful to you. They're very shocked at what they see. And collective, you don't look like what you've been through, not at all. With the moon energy here, there's been a lot of illumination in your life as you go through this healing process, and you're being very brave. As I was just saying, it's not easy for anyone. Um, you're being very brave and courageous. A lot of this healing process, there's been some things that you've had to, that most people could require support or a partner, but you've managed to trust the divine, you know, trust God and to see yourself through to the other end. And so I'm hearing impeccable, impeccable resilience. Okay. Yeah, so much so, you know, this is old energy, this tower energy, this is the energy that people know of the past of you. But see, the people who you don't interact with, who you have cut off for whatever reasons, I'm picking up, it could be, these are people who didn't serve you for your highest good. They just had unpure intentions. These weren't cheerleaders, these were haters, naysayers, okay? You have your reasons why you cut these people off. Are people who are focused on you having a tower moment. Um, these aren't people who want to see you win. They don't want to see you being confident and standing in your power. You know, one thing that people don't like in general, and I'm just going to say it, people don't like a person that's not coachable or controllable. The moment that you show that you know, you're using all faculties, all parts of your brain, you know, or you're willing to not be a pushover, or you're just boisterous, or you're willing to go against the grain. There are people who will find a problem with that. But I'm picking up, you've been brave to continue to stand up for yourself, okay? Maybe you've been in such a dark place in your life for so long, is why people maybe look down upon you. But it doesn't mean that it's not possible to change or overcome. Here on planet Earth, you know, us human beings, we refer to time in a way that in other spiritual realms, you know, time is not received in that manner. And so we feel sometimes that it's too late to tap into our MVP, the star player. We feel like it's too late to make the changes in our life when in reality, there's no time like the present, okay? There's no time like the present, Spirit is saying. It's never too late. You're never too old to be successful, to go get that college degree, start a business, get married, expand your family, whatever it is you want to do, travel the world. It's never too late. And if you're telling yourself that, that is your own personal belief system. You know, that is a lower vibration, and that's stinking thinking. That's something that you're telling yourself. It does not mean that it's not possible, because it is possible. All that you desire is obtainable, and I'm not saying it because it sounds good or it's something cool to say. No, this is the message. It's never too late. Someone feels because of their age, or I guess what society thinks, or what the world thinks, or oh, I want to go back to school, but oh, I'm too old. Instead of telling yourself you're too old, be filling out that financial aid application. Go ahead and get a catalog and pick your classes and get registered and go ahead and go back to school. Never mind your age and all these 101 inferior thoughts that are trying to tell you what you can't do, because Spirit wants you to know, whomever you are, whatever you desire, it is obtainable. The only thing that stops any of us from obtaining our goals is our perception. The things we think. The mind will play tricks on you. What you're telling yourself and what you're thinking, and the ego stepping in, giving you 100 reasons why you're not good enough, or this isn't a good time, or they're going to laugh at me, or that ain't going to look right. Oh, I'm going to wait till I get my money up. All these excuses that we give ourselves. Spirit is saying we need to push that to the side and do not focus on those humane things that keep us hung up on them, like your age or timing. If it's something you desire and you want to pursue, someone's watching this video, needs to see this, you need to go for it. You need to go for it. But this reading is about a group of people who are going forward. You're working on it, or you're working through it, okay? But that's for someone in particular. You're telling yourself something about your age and time. You're just, all these excuses just playing, just running through your mind, and before you know it, since you're focused on time, you look up, the clock keeps ticking, the calendar keeps turning a page, and you're still in the same spot, and life has moved on. No one wants to perish from planet Earth with the shoulda, woulda, coulda theory, or even I won't even say perish. I won't even speak about transitioning. No one wants to move ahead down the line and have that shoulda, woulda, coulda theory in their hearts or in the back of their mind. I wonder what life would have been like if I would have given myself a chance. I wonder what life would have been like if I would have gave that relationship a chance. That's for someone who's feeling like they want to approach someone they feel that they are in love with, or is for their other half. Now, this reading is turning all kind of ways, but take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. So nothing's stopping you. If you haven't got started, or maybe you're thinking about making some changes, you could be that person who's just been introverted, isolated from a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with that. Wanting to make some changes and do some reflection, and maybe you're in thought of what direction you want to go. That's okay. That's a good start. Whatever works for you is a good start. Okay. There's always more than one way to meet your goal. Okay. So the Eight of Swords does not exist. This is an illusion. As I just said, there's always more than one way to meet your goal. This is an illusion. You are not binded. You are not stuck. You are not enclosed in some kind of circle where you cannot walk away. You're not fenced in. You're not blocked. There is nothing in your way. Not even a hater can get in your way. What is for you, and no one can take it from you. And that applies to all. Unless we choose to be in agreement to give our power away. Unless we choose to be in agreement to not focus on progress, and self-investment, improving on ourselves. Okay. And so the Knight of Cups energy here is representing, chivalry and romance. As I've just mentioned, someone wants to, I'm hearing propose. Someone wants to approach someone that they're romantically interested in. So That's another thing. Maybe you have your eye on someone, or someone could have their eye on you, collective. This change, this glow up that you are undergoing is making you very attractive. People are talking, people are watching. You're very beautiful or handsome. They like the way you carry yourself, your walk, your talk. You're very unique. Lots of class, whoever you are as well, okay? Lots of class. It's in your umph, it's in your aura. And people want to be a part. There are some people observing you and would like to be a part of your life, would like to get to know you. But these are people who have good intentions. I'm not picking up any negative. Now, you have haters in this read, and you have some cheerleaders in this read who are very proud of you and happy for you, collective. So you need to know that, okay? So we have the Three of Wands here, and so this energy is representing you being in a position to wait for your ships to sail in, but being comfortable financially, being confident within yourself and where you are in life. And so there's no such thing as perfect. Make sure you're giving yourself grace through this healing process. Make sure you're not being so hard on yourself. It's okay to have a day off and do nothing. Don't feel guilty about it. Because we are programmed to think and believe that if we're not constantly in motion, or we're not working 2 3 jobs, that we're not being successful, or if we are not able to obtain certain material things, then we're not successful. That is programmed thinking. Now, there's nothing wrong with living a posh life. There's nothing wrong with being materialistic if that's your choice, or indulging in labels. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you have the mindset where you feel that you only have value if you have these things, that's where the friction could come into play and could give you a false belief of who you really are. That's where the identity crisis come in, where you get to the point where you get to losing the whole idea of your existence, of who you are and why you are here. Or really drawing a even wider wedge, between you and your divine purpose, because that means you're in your ego, and that means you're imbalanced, and that means your perception is off, and so you're unable to see the true value of how powerful you are and how important and valuable you are here to planet Earth. We all hold value, and we all have a divine purpose, as many people as there is among planet Earth. And it doesn't matter whether we like the person or don't. Everyone has a purpose, an individual, unique, divine purpose. And so, yeah, with the Three of Wands here, this is being in a position where you're comfortable, for you, not comfortable according to what the world think is comfortable. If you want to purchase a new home, maybe maybe that's a goal for someone watching. This isn't about you purchasing a home to be liked and accepted by your family or a group of friends, because it's you who have to be responsible for that home that you purchase. This is about you choosing a home that is fitting for you, that is comfortable for you. If this is about buying a new vehicle, this is about getting the vehicle that the collective wants to drive, and et cetera, whatever it is you're working on in life, whether it's going to school, taking up a trade, obtaining a degree, who you're going to marry. It's about being in a relationship that makes you happy. Does not matter what your preference is, male or female, 2 women, 2 men, whomever, all are welcome on this channel here. And so, Spirit wants you to know that for everyone that sees this video, make sure that you're making choices that make you feel confident and comfortable, but make sure you're making choices according to please yourself, because you're stuck with you at the end and the beginning of each day. And whatever contractual agreements, such as a relationship, buying a home, financing a vehicle, starting a business, these are responsibilities that you have to take on, that you will be responsible for. Having children, that's another contractual agreement that you have to be responsible for. So people can give their opinions, they can be chatty patties, but make sure your intentions for why you are pursuing your goals are because these are things that you have in your heart and mind. You wholeheartedly are making these choices for you, not to prove a point, not to say, look at me now, because what needs to be seen will be seen. What needs to be revealed about you will be revealed. And I expressed that earlier in the read, there are a group of haters who are being forced to watch some of you, blow up, glow up, work on progress, be successful, lose weight, fall in love, become financially wealthy, successful, world renowned, hood renowned, become leaders, Okay, someone's going to med school. I heard someone's becoming a practitioner. Okay, congratulations to you. Okay, and if you're at the beginning, you keep going. You're going to make it. You're going to be a great doctor. That's very specific. That's just dropped in, or someone wants to, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. You don't need to permission to be great. And I always say a lot of times, but it needs to just be said again. I mean, we need to really, really understand. Okay, it's a difference between understanding and understanding. In my opinion, understanding is being in observance of what's taking place with you personally. It's like getting up under something and looking at it and observing it, getting a full view of where you are, where this thing is. But to have an understanding is having a spiritual connection and being able to connect and making sure that your intentions are pure so that you can, maintain your balance and stay grounded throughout the process. So, yeah, it's very important to make sure you're making choices that make you happy. Okay. That's for somebody specific. Okay. So we have the King of Swords here. The King of Swords here is you standing in your truth. This represents having the courage to stand in your truth and exercising, you're flexing your mental power. You're flexing your ability to shift your perception is what we've been speaking about the entire read, not, having that negative thoughts, not being around negative people as well. Be mindful of that. I'm picking up someone has cut off or changed. You changed a group of friends or people maybe you dealt with previously. You no longer deal with these people, but Spirit is saying moving forward, it's okay to meet new people. It's okay to go out, have fun, enjoy life. Just doesn't mean to stay blocked off, but make sure you're not repeating the same mistakes of the past. Okay, so be mindful, because if you're working on your mental thinking now, this is mental power and courage. You don't want to attach yourself to a new friend group and you'll find out like, wait a minute, didn't I just learn this lesson? This is like the same lesson from the past with a different face, because sometimes that will happen. The same energy from the past will pop up in a different vessel, and sometimes that can be a test. So just be honest with yourself, How do you feel when you're around certain people as you meet these new people? Because Spirit is saying new energy is coming into your life, male and female. Some to be your friend, some temporary, some for the long haul. Some of you may date, some of you may marry one of these people or some of these people, but either way, uh, pay attention to how you feel, and be honest with yourself. Only what environment affects you in a positive or negative way. But it's about being honest with yourself so that you can maintain your balance, as I said, as you move forward into this progress. Okay, because this reading here, this is for the collective that is moving. You know what? You're not entertaining no nonsense. Collective, y'all not entertaining no nonsense. And a lot has changed for you. You're not confrontational. Maybe you were someone back in the day who was likely to want to fight or have an altercation. You're not even confrontational. You're very different. I told you at the beginning, people are afraid. People are afraid to approach you. And you could be saying, well, I don't say nothing. I'm very respectful. No, 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 no. It's your energy. They know you mean business because the changes that you have made are so drastically, uniquely better than where you were. I'm going to say better than where you were and where you used to be. And that's why people are shocked and they don't know how to approach you because you're a whole new person. You could even have a different way of speaking and communicating. You could be a motivational speaker. You may be someone who has a platform on social media or off social media. Maybe you speak in your community. You could work with the youth. Or maybe you're just very articulate with your language, or you're just a good communicator. People listen to you, people gravitate to you. Okay. But folks know you're not who you used to be, and they know you are divinely protected. Okay, they know better. See, and I know she was coming. I knew she was coming, the Queen of Swords. See, this, if you know, the Queen of Swords collective. Very intelligent as I speak about communication. Look at that. Look at God. Very effective and efficient communicator, very resilient, very smart and wise. But she's no nonsense. But when I say no nonsense, male or female, remember gender is fluid in tarot. This is the energy of someone who's been there and done that. And that sword in her hand is just representing, I know who I am. You see my crown. I know who I am. I've earned my right of passage. I wish a ninja would. It would be a waste of time because you wouldn't even make it to touch the doorknob. You wouldn't even make it to touch the doorknob. I don't think you would get to utter a second word. Trying to be nickel slick with anyone who's harnessing the energy of the Queen of Swords. Baby, good luck with that. But it's the energy of someone who has learned a lot, accomplished a lot, and earned their rite of passage. And this is you, collective. Very smart. You're not a pushover. You're not naive. What people used to know of you is no longer. And they can chat about it. They can bring it up. They can, try to slander your character. But Spirit is saying, don't let that bother you if you are experiencing that, because that's all they have. See, when you cut people off and they know they can't reach you, they try to intimidate or want to discourage you or throw you off of your path in any way that they can. And so those old people whom you don't have no dealings with, they have nothing to say. Their news is old. Their information is old. They don't know what you're doing. Some of you could live a very private life. You could be a mystic. Okay. Some of you could be a mystic. Okay. Some of you may be mystic witches. Okay. You could be introverted or just private. You're not out here giving away the blueprint of your life to the world. Basically, you know how to move about in these cosmic streets. Very smart, very wise. Okay. And you're at a place of peace. I'm here in my place of peace. Now, y'all know when I get to talking about peace, you don't have peace, you don't have nothing at all. But you can't enjoy anything without having peace. It's very important. And I don't see you entertaining anyone or anything that's not going to add peace to your peace. Now, it is possible. There are peaceful people who you can meet, on your journey and who can help you or enhance your life or your experience. It's possible. I'm going to say it's possible. But the piece that I'm picking up here, it's going to take a special kind. Can't just anybody mess with you, collective. You're not just accepting anybody. Even if you were someone back in the day, maybe you go out, get dressed up, go out with friends, have a good time, y'all turn up. Maybe you get a few numbers, you're likely to go out this new you, and they will be mindful to approach you. And it's not because you're unattractive. Rejection is protection and redirection. And people think, both men and women, that when someone rejects you, that it means you're unattractive or someone's trying to slight you. No, 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 no. You're being protected. It takes a while to learn that, yeah, some of us are today's years old and we're learning that. You think that because someone turns you down, and not just when it comes to dating, but a lot of things, whether you're, applying for a job, or this could be anything you're looking for. Rejection is really protection, and you are being protected when doors get closed in your face in the past, or people reject you. They're supposed to. That's the ancestors looking out for you, that's your spirit team, they're putting up the block like, no, 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 not my collective. You will not be on this timeline, because remember, they can see in spaces and places that you may not be privy to. I can't say you're not. You may not be privy to, because some people can. Okay, so either way, people know better, and it's not they. It's a whole new ball game. They can't just approach you. Anybody can't just approach you. You know, there's a lot of heavy admiration from a distance, But there's a strong auric field that is protecting you, collective. And that isn't to say that something's going to happen to you. It is just saying that the path that you are on, your spiritual connection is so fine tuned. You're doing so much wonderful work in progress. You're really doing the work. You're not just talking the talk. You're walking the walk. You're putting in the work, and people can see it. It's reflecting, as within, so without. It's reflecting. And when they see you, they like, yeah, they beautiful, but I ain't about to mess with that. That ain't even on my level. Let me go get a haircut. Let me go change my clothes. Let me look at my shoes. What, or male or female, let me comb my hair. Where my lip gloss at? That kind of energy, metaphorically speaking. Folks know better. So if you feel if things are slow moving, things aren't moving as fast as you are accustomed to or how you would like them to be patient. That slow motion, slow motion. Okay, that is for your protection. That is for your protection. I think that's Trey Songz. We can take our time, something, baby. Okay, yeah, I'm singing on key or off key. But either way, that's for your protection. When that stillness, that quietness, when you're hearing no response, your phone dry, nobody's approaching you. Maybe you go out, and because you're not who you used to be. And then for some of you also, Spirit is saying, a lot of these things that you used to do are no longer who you are. And so when you say, okay, yeah, I'll go to the party, but really partying isn't your thing. It's not that you don't want to have fun. It's that you have outgrown your aura, your energy has outgrown those type of environments. So you have free will, but Spirit is saying, be careful with asserting yourself in environments that are no longer a part of who you are. And as I say that, you know what I'm talking about. You know who you are, and you know what it is that you are often invited to that is no longer a part of you. It's okay to release. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to say no. And you also want to be mindful of asserting yourself in old environments that you have outgrown, because there's different things that can occur. And also, Spirit wants you to be mindful because the signals we send out, we're magnetizing. We're magnetizing. I got to get my magnets up here. I don't feel like getting them. By the way, because I'm always doing it with my hands, but we're magnetizing energy towards us. Every word we speak is a spell, and we got to be careful with our actions because we're magnetizing energy towards us. And it's not about being full of anxiety or in fear, because fear, it doesn't exist. It's false evidence appearing real, but just to be mindful of the signal that we're sending out. Okay, life is not perfect, but we can enhance and make some things better, collective. Okay. And so the 8 of Wands, there's news that you can use that is coming in fast. This could be that approval letter. Someone's going to get approved for a grant. This could be maybe a student. Okay, I'm hearing something about a student loan. Okay. Maybe you're going to have some kind of debt paid off. Okay. Or cleared. Maybe someone is applying to go back to college and further education. So this 8 of Wands, this is excitement. This is energy and information coming in that's going to get you up and running on your feet. This could be a loan as well. Okay. To buy that new home or down payment. Okay. But there's some kind of good news coming in that's going to really make you forget about any kind of 10 of swords that you've ever experienced. This is going to really have you up on your feet and running. And they're talking ish now about your progress. They ain't seen nothing yet. They ain't seen nothing yet. But as you continue to work on yourself and you move forward, it's going to get easier and easier to identify what's for you, what isn't for you. But also, Spirit is saying it's going to get easier for you to not feel the need to announce your arrival nor your departure, but know what to walk away from with the 8 of Cups. That it's okay to simply walk away from what does not serve you. You don't need to explain to anyone or give an explanation. Severing ties, and just letting go and letting that ish flow that does not resonate with you is the best thing that you could ever give yourself. Okay, collective? Show enough. All right, must be a spirit guide. Somebody say, show enough. Okay. Or somebody watching the old movie, Last Dragon. And so we have garden here. Okay. So make sure you're watering your garden. Make sure you're pouring into yourself. Make sure you're feeding your spirit and your soul things that uplift you and make you feel great. This is not about, and I'm not saying to, we know no one's going to wear a happy face 24 hours in a day, but make sure that you are being deliberate and intentional with making sure you're doing things to make yourself feel good, collective. Doing things that make you happy, that puts a smile on your face, treating yourself, making sure you have your quiet time, whatever it is that makes you happy, okay? Somebody likes to go sit by the water, make sure you go and do that. Even if it's the moon, maybe you want to moon gaze. Make sure you do your moon gaze. And if that makes you feel happy, go for it, okay? All right. So I have tree here. And as I hold tree here, the energy is coming, of lineage, of bloodline, of ancestors. And so your ancestors are coming through the reed to say, make sure that you are pouring into yourself. They want you to live a life that is fulfilled. And they want you to know that you are in full control of making sure that you give yourself your best life. There are a lot of things that are out of our control, but there are a lot of things that are in our control and we take for granted. Okay, so focus on the love. You do not need to be at a crossroads or confused. And you do not need to assert yourself around people that you cannot trust. You know who it is in your life that needs to be removed, and you know who it is that you cannot trust. Okay. Yeah. So you have all the keys that is necessary and required for you to move forward. No one is going to want you to be more happier than you, collective, more successful than you, more healthier than you, more wealthier than you. No one's going to want you to be the most more than you, period. Like no one's going to root for you more than you. So you have to get up and show up for yourself every day. It doesn't matter what your career is, your tax bracket, where you live, where you're at right now, how you feel. You have to get up each and every day and show up for you. And that's why it's very important to always work on your confidence. And that's why I keep saying do things that make you happy and make you feel confident, because we need confidence. Men and women, does not matter. Even the children needs confidence to keep going and getting up and showing up for yourself. No one's life is easy. Some think it's all about money, but it is not. To get the money in your hands, you have a whole new list of other things to figure out. Okay. So, yeah, make sure you're doing things that will enhance your confidence, because the sun is going to always come out and shine again. We know the sun to be a high card of abundance and prosperity and bliss and fulfillment. And you want to make sure that you're present to be a part of these experiences. Doesn't matter who you are. I'm pretty sure you at least want to experience a little bit of joy and happiness later.